Glorious day to you, my friends. Kyokotora Arnahaska Ihita. Welcome to day number 125 of being, this blissful existence, illuminating and nurturing grace. Nihakachi Iti Arahana Askaheta. Where for 144 days, we're going to be spending time with our inner being. And we're going to do it the simple way. We're going to simply breathe. And we're to simply chant using these two intentional tools of the mind to get back to our mind of no mind. Yakaharana ekotoro. And in this 8-day segment, we're dealing with the heart center. We're dealing with anahata, the heart chakra. We're dealing with hrit, or hrid, the heart. The center, our true authentic self. In this 8-day journey, it is the eight aspects of you. The 12 petals of anahata are the 12 aspects of you, the adityas. In the comment, these 8 days, these 8 phases of life, these are 8 days, 8 aspects of why you, the Supreme Consciousness, came here and incarnated to experience this life. 8 reasons why. Yesterday on day number 1, it was we, the Supreme Consciousness, had an intention and a purpose. Decided to focus all of the consciousness, the mind power of the Supreme Consciousness, and decided to incarnate as you, as me, with a purpose. That was yesterday. Today is day 2. It's here. It's sunrise. It's our birth. We come into this world. We intentionally focused not on everything else. We intentionally focused on one thread of life. This Will Mitchell, this you, this thread of life, to keep putting pearls of experience on, to string our Mala of joy. And as we give birth at sunrise, as we come into the world, into the physicality at sunrise, springtime, new life, we are now experiencing this world. In the womb, we were experiencing life and interaction. We had our 3 dreams at the winter solstice, or during death. We had our 3 dreams. We assessed our previous life. We contemplated what all can we experience. And we took into account, in the 3rd dream, we took into account all the experiences of all the lifetimes of me. What do we wish to experience based on all of that? What do we wish to experience? We came here on with a purpose. And these quarter festivals are intentional. We came here with intention. And we came to forget. I don't like the way they say that, but we came here. Koham. Who am I? Is simply the question that we ask as a human, who am I? Because I don't remember being this Supreme Consciousness. We're focused. That's all it is. It's not that we're forgetting. We're focused on having this experience. We're in the Manomaya Kosha. This mind, the subtle mind, the heart mind. One of the things down in the comment below, interesting, is one of the sacred texts points out that this Manomaya Kosha, when we focus and meditate with a focus and a purpose, that it really is all for nothing. Because all we're doing is experiencing a smaller union where the whole purpose of the Manomaya Kosha is union with ignorance, of what we don't know or what we chose to forget, or expanding our focus to all that is. It's all that ignorance is that I'm not aware of it. I'm not focused on it. That's it. And we can increase. But if we meditate with a purpose, if we do things with a purpose, one way of thinking of it is that it's contrary to the mind of no mind. And it's not this ultimate union. And again, I'm using words of separation, words of duality. So let's tell the story. As we did on day one, we are this supreme consciousness. We decided to experience life, to experience individuality. So we had this idea. We're in our bliss. We're in Ananda, Paramananda. We're there. We are it. We are all that in a bag of chips. This Ananda is our true essence. It's our true nature. It's not a kosha. It's not something that we slip on as consciousness. In one sense, it is something that we slip on, because in its true form, Ananda, this bliss, is just existence. This feeling of bliss isn't really there. It's more of a feeling of existence. Ananda, this bliss, comes through ideas of separation. As we observe ourselves and we see ourselves in existence, the more we separate from that, the more we get a reflection. We're reflecting from the moon, of the sun, the ultimate consciousness. As we reflect back on this ultimate consciousness, we now start to experience a little bit of separation. And we go, oh, I am that. Yes, Soham. Yes, I am that. And I remember that I'm that. And in this idea of separation, now I feel the bliss because I'm separate, but I'm still within the realm of unity. But this bliss is our true nature. And just small steps away, we could consider that to be the Anandamaya Kosha. We put on this t-shirt undergarment of bliss as we separated from existence slightly. And then we chose to experience more richly. So we put on the next piece of clothing, this Vijnanamaya Kosha, where we can attach value, where we can be separate, where we can interpret things our own way. We can tell lies, where we can create via sound. From the Supreme Consciousness standpoint, this is merely just thought. And this is insight, how we see ourselves. And this is the truth, the purity, which is us just talking back to ourselves via the reflection. And we say, and then we choose on purpose to add some different way of looking at it, some focus. I want to be Will Mitchell. I want to be you. I'm going to create this idea of a life. Created separation. So here, down from our lotus of awareness of existence, we've created this Anandamaya Kosha, this a little bit of separation. We can still achieve this unity. But when we had the idea that we can experience contrast, I can see things for what they're not. I can introduce the idea of illusion. When we start introducing the idea of illusion, we're putting on this other piece of clothing. We become an actor. We're the actor in our own life. We can be the hero or we can be the scapegoat. Whether we're writing a comedy or a tragedy. And there's so much we can experience in this Vijnanamaya Kosha. We can put attachments onto things. We can give things meaning which they already have meaning. We can change the meaning of it. We can see things for what they're not. We can create greater degrees of separation. And we can start lying to ourselves about who we really are. But once we start doing that, this idea of then purity, that we need to purify and we need to fix our insight and we need to not attach. So then these ideas start to come around to enrich this experience. Well, we needed something to decide, how are we going to experience more? How are we going to feel this lies? How are we going to feel the illusion? How are we going to feel the attachments? We created the Manomaya Kosha. We put on this idea of a mind, this mind of individuality. And then we put on this subtle body. How can we start feeling this energy even more? We can think about this energy and we can think about the separation and we can create along the lines of the individual self, which we call the ego. But from the highest viewpoint, we did this all on purpose. We did it all on purpose. As a human looking up and looking back at divinity, yeah, we love and hate things. We like and dislike. There's hot and there's cold. From consciousness's viewpoint, it's just experience. That's it. It's just experience. It's focus or expansion. And in this Manomaya Kosha, we can return. We can try to understand this world more. But every time we try to understand it, we're creating more separation. We're attaching more value and meaning to it. Essentially telling ourselves lies about who we really are and what this experience is. By pratyahara, letting go, withdraw of the senses, we can then come back into the heart center. We can get back to or expand our focus to things that are so vast, everything, that we can't hold it in our mind, and therefore the easiest approach is let's just not think. Kisunata, the mind of no mind. This is day number 2. Day number 1, down to the southeast, or from death, deciding to incarnate, to once we decide and once we're in the womb, there's very little we can do. We're at the mercy of what our mother eats. We're at the mercy of how everybody interacts with us from the outside world. We're at the mercy of the bodily functions of our mother at that point. Yes, we can create there, and we do, but we're just going with the flow at that point. So we're breathing in this thing called life. And we come out into the world, into the new now, into this thing called life. We know how to cry. We know how to eat. And we know how to pee and poop. That's all we know how to do. And we know how to cry to let everyone know that I need sleep, I need to eat, I need a change, I'm uncomfortable. Everything else we learn. We learn through this sense of personhood. And we experience through that. And as we go around this wheel of the year, or this wheel of life, where we decide to incarnate, we get born. Guess what? It's in yesterday's, or it's in the description. We got purpose, we got loving kindness, we've got power, purpose, passion. There we go. We start, as we begin to turn into a teenager, into an adult, we have this passion about life. And this passion is what makes our jewel, compresses, or what makes our life shiny. Is how we go about things, how we strive to do things. Do we live from joy? But this isn't from the inner being standpoint. It's not this human type of passion. It's this thirst for experience, might we say. We chose to experience this. We chose to think about this thing called life. And we chose to come into this perfect balance of contrast, where we can decide how to experience things. That's what this higher passion is. It's most translated as this dispassionate, but it's the passion of your inner being. It's the intention, the purpose of your inner being, the sankalpa, and this Viraga. There we go. Yeah, that was it. And then at the height of life, 1, 2, 3, 4. At the height of life, this is the summer solstice. We're an adult. We're shining fully. We've polished our jewel. We understand what this passion is doing to us. And then over here, we're igniting this passion. And we start shining out our light. We start living our purpose. But like with our breath, like with everything else, we know it's coming to a close. Then we get to sunset. We're in the waning days of our life. This ignition is purposeful and intentful. This passion is purposeful and intentful. We do it on purpose. And then this part, we choose to die down here. And we choose to embody the peace. This is the power, the ignition, where we're building up this. We're putting on more beads on our mala of joy, this mala of life. And then this aspect of death. We've completed our 108. There's only one last thing to do. This remaining 36. This peaceful existence. This, I'm not breathing. I'm intentionally choosing to die. To die. To go back to the peace. Go back to the anda. To rest in my own true nature. That's what we're deciding to do. And we decide to have the 3 dreams. Or not. This is our mind of no mind. This is resting in our true nature. This is the peace. This true peace when we're reunited with all thought and all consciousness. as the Supreme Consciousness, resting in our own true nature. So as we give birth to life, we chose this on purpose. As we listen to our heart mind, as we bring down our conscious mind into our heart, into our Brahma Vihara, so it can look out the doorways and the windows of our Brahma Vihara and see things as our inner being sees them. Not by trying. Not by trying at all. We're going to do it by breathing, and we're going to do it by chanting. That's it. By intentionally breathing and chanting, our mind gets focused on those things, and the conscious mind just rests in its own true nature. Because we've occupied the conscious mind with mantra and pranayama. We've occupied the mind with these tools so that our true self can rest in our own true nature, in this peace, in the wisdom, in the all, in the hum, so hum, kicha annavatara takanehe satatirada. So let's not take my word for it. And let's not even ask our inner being. Let's just breathe and chant. So I invite you to relax. Whether you lie down, whether you sit, or whether you sit in seated meditation, it does not matter. Comfort and ease are what's important. As we focus our awareness on our breath, and we begin to slowly lengthen and deepen our breath. Breathing and relaxing. And breathing out ease. Breathing in comfort. And breathing out joy. Breathing in satisfaction. And breathing out satisfaction. Breathing in peace. And breathing out peace. Breathing in prana. And simply shining out our light. Breathing in prana. And simply shining out our light. Now let us focus our awareness on our heart center. As we switch to Sama Variti Pranayama, For in our heart center, in our Brahma Vihara, is the home of our holy fire, is the home of our Holy Spirit, this intentional, peaceful, loving being. These are all just names for our true self. And in our heart center is the source of our bright light. And every breath that we take with intention fans the flames of our holy fire and increases our already bright light. So let us take this hamsa, this aham, I am, and with the grace of a swan, let us reach up into the Supreme Consciousness, into the Soham, from the hamsa, reaching up reaching up into the one, reaching into the sun, Aditya, which are simply 12 aspects of you, into the holy fire, into the highest source of consciousness, into the Soham, where there is no ego, there is no individual. There is only total acceptance, which is unconditional love, and it always respects free will. There is no right, there is no wrong, and there is no judgment. And let's bring back the Soham. Let us bring back this holy fire and bring it back down with the grace and ease of the hamsa, the swan, unifying this energy, all these energies and ideas, unifying the Soham with the hamsa, Ham, Soham. Let us continue this divine flow down into the heart of Gaia, down into the eight, down into the earth, into the manifested realm, and bringing back and unifying all these energies, this eight, this hum, Soham, unifying the one, the zero, and the eight, unifying the sun, the moon, and the earth, unifying the Supreme Consciousness with our true self and all of creation. Continuing this divine flow, this Soham, Chiatatani, Toro, Ursana, Heta, At, Karata, Hitara, Art, Konoho, Tarata. And on the out breath, on the Hamsa, with intention, let's push out this unified consciousness push out this light into every aspect of our awareness. Niyatar arshkana utur utar harsana eta. In every way, in everywhere, in everyone. Hum. So hum. Hamsa. So hum. As we begin to chant, starting off with Aum, which is simply Om stretched into its 3 sound components. Ah for the heart, O for the root, and for the savoring, for the satisfaction, for the embodiment. And then chanting Hum, so hum 108 times using the Mala of Joy. And then transitioning with Aying, which is simply aim, the Bij mantra of abundance and wealth, into its 3 sound components. Ah for the heart, E for the crown, and Ing for resonation with everything. For resonation with the Soham. A breath in for Aum. A breath in to chant. Hum, so hum, 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 so hum, 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 so 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 hum, hum. A breath in for Aying. When you are ready, let us spend time with our inner being, in our lotus of awareness, in our mind of no mind, utilizing the wisdom of the chants Om Mani Padme Hum. I am the jewel of the lotus. Om Ma Om. I am the wisdom in this emptiness. So hum. I am that. I am that which I observe. I am the Om. I am the Supreme Consciousness. Hum, so hum. I am me. I am the Supreme Consciousness. With this wisdom, thus realizing the mind of no mind, there is nothing to know. There is nothing to see. So let's just spend time in the emptiness, allowing awareness to be. you are ready, let us thank ourselves for spending time with our inner being in the mind of no mind and our lotus of awareness. As we continue to chant, transitioning with Aying, then chanting Hum, So Hum 36 times using the Ananda chakra, and then concluding with Aum. A breath in for Aying. Aying. A breath in to chant. Hum, so hum. 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 A breath in for Aum. Om. When you are ready, slowly bring awareness back to the here and now. Maybe invite in some gentle movements. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes and welcome in the new now. Congratulations, my friends. We have completed day number 125. Is that what I said? Of being this blissful existence, illuminating and nurturing grace. This grace of our inner being, this grace of the swan, of the hamsa, that we truly are. This swan graciously gliding on this ocean of milk, this ocean of soma, always drinking the nectar of the gods. And whether it separates milk from water, that sounds kind of judgy. Everything that everybody's doing, they're breathing out this life force energy. They're just radiating based on their experiences. And we're all this supreme consciousness anyway. Each and every one of them who think that they're separate. We're all one in the consciousness. All of these threads, this big ball of yarn, is one way to look at it. Or we're just all the oneness. And this hamsa, soham, yatura ushanahuta. Your true nature. This intentional life. Kitura orshanahutura. Your inner being focused. It's awareness. So that you could be you. With purpose, with joy, with passion, with harmony, with inspiration, with power. With experience, with ease, with peace, with compassion, with harmony. And the more we rest in our own true nature, the more it becomes our first nature. First our second nature, then our first nature, our true nature. Comes to the forefront. Because this is how we're living. With intention. With passion. With power. And with peace. With ease and joy and satisfaction. When it's time to go, be in the mind of no mind, so that we can remember, so we can just be, allowing awareness to be. I encourage you to journal. They keep telling me to keep saying it after 125 days. So I thank you, my friends, for sharing in my highest bliss. And shine on from your inner being, with your inner being, as your inner being, and make it a great day. Because why would you leave it up to anyone else?